Now we're going to look at what's called the principle of square roots. And we can use this when there's no x term, because then we can have x squared equals a number, and then we can take the square root of both sides. So this should say x equals the square root of k, or x equals negative the square root. When you take the square root of both sides, you get a positive and a negative square root. Okay, so here it says solve x squared plus 5 equals 0. So the first thing we're going to do is subtract 5 from both sides. So that gives us x squared equals negative 5. Now we want to take the square root of both sides. When we take the square root, we're going to get plus or minus. So we're going to get x equals the square root of negative 5 and x equals negative the square root of negative 5. Now the square root of negative 5 is an imaginary number. We're going to get x equals I square root of 5. And here we would get x equals negative I square root of 5. Now let's see what happens if we look at the graph of this function. So if we look at f of x equals x squared plus 5, well, let's just even see what happens, and we're looking for the x-intercepts. If we think about the graph x squared, adding 5 to the end of it is just the transformation up 5. So that's going to look like this. And you'll notice there are no x-intercepts. Okay, so here when we're solving a quadratic equation and we get complex roots, we won't have any x-intercepts. So the solution to our original equation will be x equals I square root of 5 and x equals negative I square root of 5.